What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I got a turbo Mustang here. This is my boy's car, S550 on 3 twin turbo. I'm gonna be installing a scramble button for him. He has the Leash boost controller already hooked up. Didn't hook up the scramble. So gonna be installing the scramble on this car. I'm gonna be doing the ClockSpring pass-through on the S550, so that way you don't have the wires hanging down. It's gonna go through the steering wheel, so it looks pretty clean. So in this video, it's gonna be the ClockSpring install for the S550, and also how to set up the scramble on your Leash if you already have it. If you already have the Leash installed. I got a Fox body here too. I got some videos coming on that. This is the current project that I'm working on. Got this nice Fox body here. But yeah, custom speed creation. You guys already know what it's about. It's the IG. So nice little street car, full interior, very clean. It's a very nice build. This car is pretty well done. It has a build motor, build transmission, 67 on 3 turbos. This thing can go anywhere from anywhere from 800 to up to like 1250. So by adding the scramble, he'll have a little bit more flexibility as far as what horsepower he wants to leave at, and hit the button to get that extra little power. So this is what we got. We got the motion on the kit for motion, which comes with the button, and it comes with the bracket for the S550. All right. So let's jump right into it. First thing we're gonna do is go ahead and disconnect the battery and get started. All right, so we got the battery disconnected, and we're gonna jump inside and start removing the steering wheel and the airbag. All right, so first thing you're gonna want to do is remove the airbag, so that way you could get to the bolt to remove the nut to remove the steering wheel. To remove the airbag, there are 2 little holes here on each side of the steering wheel that you have to push to remove the release pin. Now, if you have like a shift paddle on there that extends, you won't be able to see the hole. So you have to remove the paddle, like I did on this side. Like this side had the paddle, and I just take it off. So once you remove the paddle, you'll be able to see the little hole that you need to stick a screwdriver in to press the release pin for the airbag. All right, so basically what you want to do is stick the screwdriver into the hole, and there's a little like a little U-clip. You want to push against it, and then it's going to release the airbag. So you basically just want to stick the screwdriver in, try to find that that little pin, and you'll feel it because it has spring tension on there. All right, so I have the release pins release, and basically this right here are the pins. And as I was saying, once you stick the screwdriver in, you kind of just have to fish around. You see right there, you see the screwdriver? You have to fish around and then press this, and then that's going to release the airbag. So once that's released, just go ahead and unplug the 2 plugs here, and you'll be able to take that off. Okay, so we got the airbag off, and this is pretty much where the wires are going to come through. So once we're all done, we're going to have the 2 wires for the button coming through here, so that way, as you can see, the steering wheel moves, that whole thing moves. So once you rotate the steering wheel, all that wire will be moving, you know, inside the steering wheel, and you won't have any wires hanging here and getting tangled up. So let's go ahead and remove the steering wheel. This is a 24mm, I believe. So let's go ahead and get that off, and then we can take the steering wheel off. Alright, so we got the nut off. I want to go ahead and unplug this plug before you actually take the steering wheel off. Like that. And then it should come right off. Pass these two wires through. And then there you are. Steering wheel is off. So on to the next step. Okay, so next you're going to want to take these covers off.
Say what?
There are two Torx underneath. They are T20, so you just pull those two and you'll be able to take these covers off. Okay, so the way the pass-through works is we're going to insert two pins into this connector. This connector is going to plug into the clock spring, plugs into the bottom of the clock spring, and then basically it comes out here at the top. At the top is what this plugs into inside the steering wheel. So we're going to insert two pins also into this plug, and then basically we'll have the wires here that we need inside the steering wheel going through the clock spring. As you can see, there's a bunch of terminals here on the S550 that are not being used, so we're just going to use two of those. Same thing on this plug, it has a bunch of open ones, but on the clock spring it does have all the pins there. So we're just going to use two of the open ones that are not being used and get that set up. So let me go ahead and get some pins. The wires installed on here, the lower plug that's going into the clock spring. As you can see, it's between the black and blue and the purple wire. Those two pins were open, so right there. One is going to be in for the power source, and then one is going to be out to the leash for the scramble. And then on the steering side, I also have the two wires installed. These ones are a little bit offset as to how they come out. So one is next to the black and the other one is one space away from the yellow. And then once I connect them up, I'll show you guys how they go in and out. So right now I'm going to go ahead and put the bracket and the button on the steering wheel. Alright, so we got the bracket here. This is a right side bracket, as you can see by the part number and the R. So it's going to go on the right side of the steering wheel, obviously. So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove these Torx here, so that way you could take this cover off, because the bracket is going to go behind that. Okay, so once you have that off, I'm going to want to go ahead and take the screw here to get off the paddle for the shifter, and also unplug it. Okay, so we got it screwed on. As you can see, it's screwed on there, and then we're going to go ahead and install it here. Now the new screw here is what's going to hold everything together onto the steering wheel, like that. See, it's lined up, that's there, and it comes with a provided screw. So let me go ahead and screw that in. Alright, so we got it screwed in, and this is what it looks like. Show you a view from the back side. Don't forget to plug the paddle shifter back in, and then reinstall this and plug this back in. Okay, actually before you put this in, run the wire, because you're going to want to run it through here, and it's going to be a lot easier. We got the button from Motion RaceWorks. This button you're going to want to cut, because you obviously don't need this length, because you're coming from here into here, so you're not going to need all that length. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this about here, give myself enough room, and then once I route it, I'll trim it to size. Alright, so I got the steering wheel back on, guys. Basically the reverse of everything you did to take it off. Got the button on, everything back on. So now I'm going to wire it up. There's two wires here that's coming out. One's going to go to the leash, the other one is going to be power. Both of these are what's going to the switch. Alright, so I got the wiring for the leash here. That's where we got the leash with the BL5 bracket. The gray wire is the wire for the scramble, which is this one. So this is going to go to one end wire here. The other end is going to go to a 12-volt switch source, which I'm also going to tap into the wire that we use to power the leash. So all of that is going to be there. Doesn't matter which wire goes where, because obviously it's just a switch, so one in, one out, so it doesn't matter what wire you put to which one. So I'm going to connect both of these, and then we're going to go ahead and test it out and see if it works. Got it all wired up. Got the gray wire for the leash, the gray wire is for the scramble, got the gray wire going to the button, and then I got an ignition power going to the button. I use the same ignition power that's used to power the leash. Now, to verify that everything is working, the best way to do that is ignition on, and then when you hit the button, you should see an S pop up right there. See the S? The S is for scramble. So that shows that everything is functioning the way it should. I'm gonna get everything put back here, and then I'll show you guys how to set up the scramble feature on the leash itself. Okay. We'll put the airbag on. Remember to plug the two plugs for the airbag. They are color coded. One is black and one is gray. And then the plug for the horn. So put those back. Just center the airbag and push it in, and everything clips in. Reconnect the battery, and you're good to go. So I'm gonna connect the battery and show you guys how to set up the scramble in the boost leash itself, and then we'll be done for today. All right, guys. So basically, to set it up in the leash, you hit from the main screen, you hit the up arrow. It's gonna take you to this screen that says boost leash scramble add. It also has a feature that says force. The difference between the two is add, you're adding to whatever you're at that specific time. So if you're 10 pounds and you want to add 5, it's going to add 5. If you're at 15 pounds and you're adding 5, it's gonna be 20. So you're adding to whatever boost you're at that specific time. It could be wastegate, it could be 15, it could be 12. Force is if you want to designate a specific boost number that you want to go to when you hit the scramble. So let's say your gate is 7 pounds, and once you hit the scramble, you want to be at 20 pounds. So instead of adding 13, you're going to just go straight to 20. So that way, if your wastegate fluctuates, let's say on that specific day you hit it and you're only at 5 pounds, it's going to go to 20. It's going to force and go directly to 20. Whereas adding, you're just adding a certain amount of PSI to whatever the current boost level is at that time. All right, so for this score, we're going to do force. So you hit the up, it comes to force, you hit the menu, and that moves you to what you want to put. So we're going to force, once we hit the scramble, no matter what the boost number is, we're going to force it to actually 18 pounds. 18 pounds, and then that's going to give us the specific boost that we're looking for. In this setup, 18 pounds gives us 22 pounds of boost on this car. So let's say on that day when we hit it, we're at 10 pounds. Once we hit the scramble, it's going to go automatically to 18 pounds. If we hit it and it's at 19 pounds and we hit the scramble, it's going to bring it back down to 18 pounds, because the scramble is going to automatically set it to whatever we're trying to achieve, which is 18 pounds. So that's basically how you set it up. So again, up arrow, menu, and you set the whatever number you're trying to achieve, and you exit, and that's it, it's set up. And again, just to verify if it's working, you hit the S, you hit the button, and the S comes up, everything is good to go. So that's it, guys. This was a pretty straightforward install. We covered the leash, setting up the scramble, and also doing the pass-through for the ClockSpring on the S550. Thank you guys for watching, and as I said, I will be having some video coming out with the Fox body that I'm working on, so stay tuned for that. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys.